William Shatner, the iconic actor best known for bringing Captain James T. Kirk to life, has had a career full of triumphs and challenges. The public's image of Kirk as the embodiment of leadership and courage contrasts sharply with the behind-the-scenes reality on the Star Trek set. As Shatner enters his later years, he has been more candid about the struggles and personal turmoil that marked his rise to fame. Far from the heroic figure viewers saw on screen, the man behind Kirk had his share of insecurities, rivalries, and personal sacrifices. His journey from a childhood marked by unpredictability to the complex world of Hollywood stardom offers a fascinating glimpse into the cost of fame, revealing the human struggles behind the larger-than-life persona. A childhood full of drama and early talent. Born on March 22, 1931, in Montreal, Canada, William Shatner's early life was filled with both unpredictability and drama. His mother gave birth to him during a record-breaking snowstorm, and this chaotic beginning seemed to set the stage for his future. Shatner's love for acting became apparent early on. By the age of 8, he was attending acting classes and performing in radio productions. His childhood passion for the stage continued to grow, and by the time he was a teenager, he was already building a promising career. At McGill University, he studied economics to appease his parents, but found his true calling in the campus theater. Shatner's early exposure to acting, both in radio and stage productions, laid the foundation for his future success in Hollywood, though the road ahead would not be easy. The struggles of a young actor in New York. Shatner's move to New York in 1956 marked a pivotal moment in his career. He was determined to pursue acting full-time, despite having little formal training. His Broadway debut in Tamburlaine the Great was short-lived, but it was an important milestone in his journey. Shatner's persistence paid off as he transitioned into television, securing roles in various shows like Alfred Hitchcock Presents and The Outer Limits. His ability to play characters under pressure was showcased in his 1963 Twilight Zone appearance, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. This knack for portraying stress and tension would later serve him well in his most famous role, Captain Kirk. However, Shatner's journey was not without its challenges. Despite landing several roles, he faced significant struggles with typecasting, and it seemed like his breakthrough role was still far off. The birth of Captain Kirk, a new vision for Star Trek. In 1966, Shatner's life would change forever when he was cast as Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek. The role had initially been offered to Jeffrey Hunter, but after his departure from the project, Shatner was given the opportunity. At the time, Star Trek had already produced a pilot that had been rejected by NBC, but the network decided to give it another shot. Shatner's interpretation of Kirk was different from what anyone had expected. He played the character with a mix of command and warmth, making Kirk both a strong leader and someone viewers could relate to. Shatner drew inspiration from historical figures like Horatio Hornblower and Alexander the Great, adding a layer of charisma and vulnerability to the character. This reimagined Kirk helped make Star Trek the beloved show it is today, though the journey was far from smooth. From stardom to struggles, the aftermath of Star Trek's cancellation. When Star Trek was canceled in 1969, Shatner found himself at a crossroads. Although the show had gained a small, devoted fan base, it had not achieved mainstream success, leaving Shatner's career in jeopardy. He quickly became typecast as Captain Kirk, and casting agents saw him as only capable of playing that role. As a result, his career took a significant hit, with Shatner often relegated to low-budget films like Big Bad Mama and Kingdom of the Spiders. During this time, Shatner faced financial hardship, even living out of a camper in the San Fernando Valley. The humiliation of those years stayed with him for a long time. At one point, he was so broke that he had to give his daughters his Star Trek phaser as a Christmas gift because he couldn't afford new presents. These years were a far cry from the fame and success he had once enjoyed. The revival, Star Trek's return, and Shatner's redemption. The release of Star Wars in 1977 sparked a resurgence in interest in space-themed media, and Paramount realized the potential of reviving Star Trek. By 1979, Star Trek, the motion picture, was released, and Shatner returned as Captain Kirk at the age of 48. The film's success, though modest, marked a major turning point in Shatner's career. The real redemption, however, came with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan in 1982. With a leaner budget, the filmmakers focused on strong storytelling, and Shatner's portrayal of Kirk, now older and more vulnerable, resonated with audiences. The film became a massive success, and Shatner's performance was widely praised. This marked the beginning of Shatner's return to Hollywood's A-list, solidifying his legacy in the Star Trek franchise and offering a much-needed boost to his career. A new chapter: Shatner's success on TV and film. By the mid-1980s, Shatner's career had entered a new phase. In addition to his continued work on Star Trek, he landed a role in the police procedural T.J. Hooker, where he played Sergeant Thomas Jefferson Hooker. The series was a hit, and Shatner once again proved his versatility as an actor. He even pushed himself physically by doing his own stunts, despite the resulting injuries. However, the success of T.J. Hooker was still overshadowed by the lingering tension within the Star Trek cast. Shatner's relationship with Leonard Nimoy remained complicated, with the two sometimes not speaking for long periods. Shatner himself admitted that some of the tension came from his own insecurities and ambition. Despite the conflicts, the cast continued to work together, though the underlying resentment never fully disappeared. The complexities of fame. Reflection and regret. Shatner's later years saw him earn critical acclaim for his work in Boston Legal, where he portrayed the charming and eccentric Denny Crane. The role earned him 2 Emmy Awards and introduced him to a new generation of fans. However, the physical toll of his career, years of stunts, hearing loss, and chronic pain, became more apparent. Shatner admitted that the fear of loneliness weighed more heavily on him than the physical pain he experienced. As he reflects on his life, Shatner has become more candid about the struggles he faced on the Star Trek set, including the fights, sabotages, and ego clashes. He acknowledges that his ambition often led to mistakes and regrets, especially in his relationships with castmates. His complicated journey highlights the toll that fame and success can take, even on the most iconic figures. A legacy of resilience. Shatner's final years. Now in his 90s, William Shatner has earned a place in Hollywood history as a cultural icon. He has been open about the scars he carries, both physical and emotional, from a life spent in the spotlight. His journey is one of resilience, facing the highs and lows of fame, personal struggles, and the toll of being a public figure. Shatner's candidness has allowed fans to see the man behind the Captain Kirk persona. As he continues to reflect on his legacy, Shatner acknowledges both the triumphs and regrets that have shaped his life. His willingness to embrace his flaws and struggles makes him a figure even more relatable than the hero he portrayed on screen.